Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Sit Down. You are here with the host, Sydney, and today we got a new co-host. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
What up, y'all? I'm Mari.
I appreciate you for coming on, and we just gonna start off NBA season back up. Who we got so far? Like 10 games into the season, who we got so far that you think gonna take it?
My top 5 right now.
Yeah,
And my number 1, I got the Warriors.
that's
The Warriors are doing what people never thought they would do. You know, they had the whole talk of like, oh, Clay leaving, they'll never be the same. But I feel like Buddy Hield, he like, oh, I got this. So the Warriors is at my number 1. I got the Lakers at my 2.
Okay,
I got the Lakers at my 2.
I can see that.
Who else? I got the Suns at my 3. I feel like they'll have a comeback if they figure it out. I feel like the Clippers could do it, but they gotta figure out their way.
Okay.
And my 5, I got the Nuggets.
All right. First, number one Warriors is crazy because I don't think Buddy Hield is enough to like get.
They went preseason 5-0, and they like
that's preseason. Nobody trying preseason.
They like 6-1 right now.
Okay, but as the season go on, you think they're gonna be able to sustain that?
They won without stuff.
I don't think they're doing that.
They were winning without stuff. And the whole team is like coming together. Draymond not tweaking out this year. All this other stuff.
Okay. So. I just don't think you look at who they got in the West though. You gotta look at Denver. You gotta look at OKC. I don't even think you said OKC.
OKC, I feel like OKC could be a top team, but they gotta learn how to like mend it because they got a lot of star talent. And when you got a lot of star talent, sometimes it separates. Like it was this interview I was watching, and they were basically saying like Shea, he got the opportunity to be a superstar. Yeah. But until he knows how to develop into a superstar, they won't be a stardom team. Okay. And they have the ability to be a young stardom team. But it's like until they learn how to mesh it together, because me personally, I feel like last season they should have went way farther than what they did.
Definitely.
Shea was popping. Shea, I think he was out last season, but they were still doing what they was doing. Yeah. I feel like they had the opportunity to be a top contender, and they did not meet the standards. So I feel like they got a lot to like build on
that. All right, my 5, number 1. I feel like number 1, it's hard to like not put Boston there right now, just because they coming off of, just because they coming off of what they did last year, and they still. I mean, it's been like a little up and down thing. I think last game I watched from Boston, like they almost lost to the Hornets, so that was kind of questionable. But I still think like Boston
I don't think they're doing a repeat. I think that was their lucky one.
Okay, repeat. I could see that, but I think they for sure got a chance of getting at the finals. I can't name a team in that East that I think can beat Boston in a 7-game series. Yeah, East is bad, sure. But number 2, Number 2 called me crazy. I'm saying Minnesota. I'm saying Minnesota, and I got Ant right now, possibly for MVP too.
I don't think so.
Nah, I think as the season go on, they like maybe 6-3 right now. But I think as the season go on, they gonna get them young guys, Rob, TSJ. They gonna get them more run over the season, and I think really it ain't really been a way like people can stop Ant like so far. It ain't really been nobody.
What is he averaging?
Ant putting up, I think he just averaging a little over 30. I read some crazy stat, like he got the most threes through like the first 9 games since like Steph did it like some years back. So he averaging 30 right now. I'm looking at that Lakers squad because coming into the season, I didn't think the Lakers was going to be like all that good and stuff. But Anthony Davis really has taken over like that.
Until he get hurt.
Okay.
Until he gets hurt.
But before he get hurt, he been taking over that number 1 spot from LeBron. I don't think
LeBron old now. He getting tired.
And I don't think LeBron not the top dog in LA no more. It's AD. AD is leading the league in points right now, I think.
Yeah, I don't think LeBron is top dog no more. I think the most he'll do, what he in year 20? I think 20.
Like 21, 22, one of them.
I think the most he'll do is 22, 23. I don't see him going farther than that. Yes, he keeps his body up. Yes, he stays in shape, but I don't think he's going to be top dog. And he used to be in top dog. So when he's not top dog, I don't think he knows how to subject himself to that.
Yeah. I think if they don't like make it far in the playoffs, I think this could be LeBron last season, or LeBron might like reevaluate himself over the offseason, and he'll do like a farewell tour the next year after, like Kobe did or somebody. But 3, I think I say maybe Denver, or not Denver. I feel like Denver and OKC kind of share that 3-4 spot, and then 5, I'll probably put. I'm trying to think of another team out the West. I can't think of another team.
Boy, San
right
Antonio.
now. No.
Oh, y'all trash.
No.
Get off my show.
They have no chance.
They got nobody. They don't. All they got Wemby, and that's it.
This season, Wemby look real overrated. So
yeah,
I don't know what
literally.
to tell y'all.
Talk about Wemby.
He looks really overrated this season. I don't know, but
it's not. I said this a while ago. That Spurs team cannot look good until they get some people around Wemby.
They trying to build around Wemby, but it's kind of hard because that's like a point big.
Right.
So it's like he can do it all at once. So what pieces to the puzzle are you gonna add? Like as a coach or as like a GM, I'm thinking about what can I add to him to make it better. Yeah, they added Chris Paul, but Chris Paul out his prime a long time ago.
Literally.
So it's like, what is he adding to the table? And personally, I always feel like Wemby was overrated. He was a tall 7-footer that could shoot. Boom. Of course he could dunk on people.
Literally.
Of course he could block shots. You 7 feet with probably like a 7-8 wingspan. So what do you expect to do? So I don't think the Spurs is in any caliber.
Yeah, it's not. I feel like Spurs is gonna be that team where they got a player that's must see, but you ain't gonna be getting no wins off of it.
I think the team that's gonna make everybody be like, yeah, we here is the Grizzlies though.
Yeah, I can see that.
I feel like the Grizzlies gonna be like, yeah, we here. Because if you look at the Grizzlies squad, you know how they be saying like UFC and UCF in college, whatever you call them, UFC.
Yeah.
They like the second chance team.
Yeah.
That's what I look at like Memphis. Mind you, Memphis has the most stardom they got is Ja Morant.
Mm-hmm.
You got to think they got Ja Morant and they got all G League players or like people that wasn't drafted, like Pippen Jr.
Yeah.
Eddie, I feel like Eddie is gonna get Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, I see that.
Stuff like that. So I feel like that Memphis team gonna take a run for it. And had Ja was like, yeah, the Lakers swept us out the playoffs, but they not doing that now. They just beat the Lakers. The Lakers supposed to be the top seed.
Yeah.
So I feel like Memphis gonna make a comeback.
Yeah, and Memphis got a bunch of like underrated dogs. Like nobody paying attention to like some of them guys. Like they still got like I think Jaren Jackson Jr. is still like an underrated kind of big in the league. You talked about Zach Edey
or the Chinese dude.
Yeah,
he's shifty, he crafty.
Yeah, and it's like you look at all them pieces that's around Ja, and then Ja's just a star in himself. You like wonder like what where do they kind of fall in that playoff spot.
The team I thought that would have they ain't as bad, but they probably got a better record than they had with the Bulls, just because the Bulls is a team, the only team in the NBA full of hometown kids.
Mm-hmm.
So when you have a team in the NBA full of hometown kids that's played together their whole life, either played in the circuit together, played against high school together, probably trained together. When you got a team full of hometown kids, and the Bulls always end up somehow being the only team to grab them hometown kids, it's like you would think they would mesh better together. Yeah. You literally have half a squad of hometown kids. Like they somehow, some way they have to mesh together, and I don't feel like they meshing together.
I think it's falling in on like coaching and like front office management. I think personally, like going into this offseason, I think the Bulls should have went into a little rebuild and like build
especially
this team
after
around,
they lost to Rosen.
Right, and build this team around their young guys. I feel like they should have walked away from Levine because Levine was shaky, had an injury last year. Maybe that's why they couldn't trade him over the offseason. Nobody saw value in him. I don't think Vucevic should have came back. I think they should have traded them guys away, got some value compensation.
I feel like their young guys are really tough.
Yeah.
THT, Io, Matt that just got drafted. I feel like their young guys are really tough, and I feel like they're probably, they say OKC is, but they're probably the most athletic team in the NBA, but you can't see it because the young guys are not getting what they need. I feel like if they move some stuff around or make some changes, I feel like the Bulls could be a contender for the East.
Right, and it's like you look the East ain't hard. Like everybody know, like
the East is always easier than the West. The West, the best players want to go to the West because them the cities that's popping. The East, them the Midwest people say, people don't really, so it's just like,
Yeah, I don't know, but I'm gonna switch it over to a little bit of football and stuff. Somehow through 10 weeks, Kansas City finds another way to be undefeated right now. They went and got D-Hop.
they cheat. They a cheat code. Like, I feel like the NFL was set up for Kansas to win, to make Mahomes out to be the next Brady, and he's nowhere near the next Brady. I honestly feel like that's the team that they cheat for. Because games that they should not win and they magically win, it'd be like, bro, what are we doing?
Even looking at like Patrick Mahomes this season, like Patrick Mahomes is probably playing some of the worst ball that he's played in his entire career this year, and somehow Kansas City still
But
like
I don't think
undefeated
they're
and
gonna
stuff.
win the Super Bowl this year.
I don't think so either.
I think if they win the Super Bowl, people are gonna start to question, and I don't think they want questions in the air.
I think it's a good chance in the playoffs that we either get a Lamar Patrick rematch, or we get a Burrow Patrick rematch.
And I feel like if we get a Lamar Patrick rematch, Lamar gonna go out for all kill.
Yeah, and you look at that Ravens team, like their offense, they're like their top offense in the league. There's Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson have been playing MVP football,
Right.
but the only like negative of that team is their defense, and it's like it's kind of like with the trade deadline coming up, it's like, can you make moves to go get a star guy to help on defense, or do you just ride it out for the rest of the season, try to see if things improve?
But defense a lot in football. I think about it like basketball. Defense could make or break a game.
Yeah.
Defense could turn energy. Defense could give you that to like, oh, we gonna go out here and we're gonna do what we gotta do. So when I feel like your own line is messing up, when I feel like your D line is messing up, or you don't have the right blockers and stuff like that, that can ultimately cause you a game, because, say for instance, you got a D line that's half working. The quarterback already got 2 sacks. That's 2 plays right there that could have made something happen. So
yeah, defense. I feel like this season has been, basically a lot of defense. I think you look at stats, quarterbacks have been underperforming as you look at other seasons before, and you kind of want to zone in on like who are those like top quarterbacks now in the league.
I think the Commanders found the one.
I think so.
I think the Commanders found the one. I don't think nobody expected them to do this.
That the Commanders, I did season predictions before like the year before we even got close to the season started. I had no idea. Like, I didn't even predict the Commanders being this good. And as long as
I don't think they was on nobody. I know they.
Nah.
I don't think they were on nobody's top 10.
Nah,
Even
nobody.
with them drafting Jaden, I don't think they were on nobody's top 10.
Yeah, nobody thought that. And it's like for as long as like them 2 quarterbacks play, everybody is gonna look at Caleb and Jaden Daniels for years to come. They're gonna look back at that game a couple weeks ago.
Caleb always has been overrated to me, though.
I don't think
He's changed the Bears around. Like, they've won more than they've ever won right now. But
so I religiously watch their games. I sit like week in, week out. I be on, the Twitter side, or the Bears side of Twitter. I be, breaking down videos and watching stuff. I think it's a serious front office and head coaching problem, and it's that. And it's like at the end of the season, because I personally feel like I feel like Bears like playoff hopes that they had when they was 4-2. I think that's gone. I think that's crushed. You going after the Patriots this weekend, you got straight division games, and NFC North is the best division in football right now. So it's hard to depict if whether they're gonna win or lose a game. And then you get to the end of the season, it's going to be really crucial for Ryan Poles and that Bears organization. Are they going to still keep Matt Eberflus, or are they going to go out and get a great offensive-minded head coach like the rumors have been saying of Ben Johnson or something?
I think when it comes to the Bears, I think that after so long of hearing the fans, hearing the city, hearing what the league is saying, you have to, at some point, it's like, okay, I got to do something different.
Right.
And I feel like they're still stuck in their old ways, whereas, like, this is not 1985 when y'all had the Super Bowl shuffle out.
Literally.
Like, y'all have to do something else. Y'all have to do something new. Yes, y'all traded Justin Fields to get Caleb, but Justin is killing with the Steelers. So what does that say about the organization?
Literally.
He went from, he's not a good quarterback to taking Russell's spot as the starting quarterback. So it's like, what do you do with the organization? What happens when at the beginning of the season we were popping?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody talking about the Bears. Oh, I didn't think they was gonna be this good.
Right.
And now you look at them now. Everybody got them question marks that we always have. So
Right.
it's like,
To me, it's a never ending loop with Chicago. It's draft a quarterback. After his rookie season, you fire the offensive coordinator, or you get a new head coach, and then after that doesn't work, you trade the quarterback. Then you get another quarterback after their rookie season. You fire the head coach and offensive coordinator, and we've seen
but
it.
at some point they have to take accountability for themselves.
Right, there's no accountability. You look at those interviews between Matt Eberflus and offensive coordinator Shane Waldron. It's rarely accountability being held. There's been so many team meetings with players and coaches where players have had to step in and say, this is what I don't like about the offense, or this is that. You look at the all-22 film breakdown, and you're watching these offensive schemes that Shane Waldron is dialing up, and it's 4 wide receivers all in a 6-yard radius of each other. How is Caleb supposed to perform like that? And I just think if you're Chicago and you want to not fail Caleb Williams like you failed Justin Fields, you have to fire your head coach. You have to fire your offensive coordinator.
I always said that when they traded Fields, I always said that he was gonna surpass wherever he was at. Like he was gonna make something happen.
Yeah.
Just because he wasn't a bad quarterback at
No,
all.
he was in a bad situation.
He was actually very skilled. But when
Yeah.
you put a player in a situation where it's like, I have to fend for myself, I have to fight for myself, this nigga gotta worry about. This nigga gotta worry about
What?
he gotta worry about not getting sacked.
Yeah.
His D-line taking care of him.
Yeah.
Finding people to make the plays.
Literally.
All types of stuff. And it's like at some point as a quarterback, you get overwhelmed. A quarterback is the key spot on the field.
Yeah.
A quarterback is the make or break of the team. So when your quarterback is frustrated, everything else falls apart.
Literally. And it's like you looking at that. Everybody's seen Justin Fields. Everybody's seen how Justin Fields started the season with the Steelers. Everybody was looking like, okay, maybe Matt Eberflus was the problem. Maybe Luke Getsy was the problem. Luke Getsy doesn't even have a job anymore. He got fired as the Raiders offensive coordinator. He's now been fired twice in the same year. And it's just poor management on the Chicago Bears organization, and we've been seeing this
But
for
I feel
years.
like it's poor management on all Chicago teams. Even the Sky.
it's been
even
horrible.
the Sky, because firing Teaspoon, that was the dumbest
No,
thing
that was
ever.
bad. And
Like she had them girls dogs, bro.
literally,
So I don't know, man. Chicago do crazy stuff.
yeah, and it's just, I don't know. It's the whole city of Chicago.
So-
there hasn't been.
My question to you is, how
Yeah.
do you feel about a Hillcrest alumni being like a top what did they name him? A top rookie in the season.
I think first off for Bucky, that's amazing. But then also, I think you look at the school where Hillcrest, is a little.
They produce that.
They
Yeah.
produce, and then they're also kind of an overlooked school. So it's like you got a kid like Bucky who came through Hillcrest, showed out, earned his spot, and then did what he did in Oregon to get where he is in Tampa Bay. And he's all over social media. He's been nominated for certain things each week. And you look at that, and it's big for the school because not only is he helping out where he is right
They
now,
give kids hope.
he's giving
Just
people
because,
hope.
and with me, I always tell people it's different. Like that's really one of my boys,
Yeah.
Like we went to high school together, all that type of stuff, hung together, all that. So it's like when you actually see that happen in real time, it's like, dang, dreams can come to a reality. Because you always hear people be like, I'm trying to make my dreams a reality. When you got somebody you watch personally take it and take everything that they want, it's like, yeah, that's dope. So I feel like as like one of the top, I feel like he was one of the best people to ever come out of Illinois.
Sure.
Like you don't hear about football players that come out of Illinois. It's always Florida, Texas, or somewhere, Georgia or something like that. It's rarely Chicago, Hazel Crest Country. So you don't hear about that. So to have that, I feel like that's a plus.
Yeah, it's for sure. But I appreciate y'all for tuning into this episode. Make sure that y'all check out the socials where we post reels and stuff, and I'll catch y'all on the next episode.